RUI was a quasi-calm, aloof and somewhat polite individual, rarely raising his voice, and talking to anyone, demon or demon slayer, with a reasonable tone and vocabulary, though his low and guttural way of speaking seems to imply repressed anger and annoyance. Every time he spoke with Tanjiro Kamado during their initial duel, he remained somewhat civil in speech. Despite this stark difference in demeanor when compared to most demons, RUI was actually a disturbed individual who desired the close bonds that a family had and expected family members to perform their own roles. In spite of his yearn to experience a familial bond, his vision of attaining one was incredibly twisted and founded on nothing but fear of him, instilled through repeated abuse on his fellow kin, which he did with unrepentant sadism. To him, family members, who do not perform their roles as he expected them to, namely to protect RUI unconditionally or follow his every instructions, were worthless and as good as dead. Well aware of his great power, he was incredibly authoritarian and cruel, having no qualms about abusing others or killing members of his own family, by stringing them up and leaving them to be burned by the sun when they go against his wishes. Because of his strength, he tended to act almighty and confident, although this arrogance, while hardly unfounded, did not blind him to potential threats to his life, as seen when he decided to behead himself to escape Tanjiro's attack. Furthermore, he seemed to be fully aware that all his efforts to create a family, to feel a bond have been in vain, most evident when he saw the bond between Tanjiro and Nezuko Kamado. He denounced his family and claimed that none of them have ever reached or lived to his expectations, as well as lashing out at his sister for simply trying to speak. Because of this, RUI was incredibly sensitive to the subject of family and was furious when Tanjiro pointed out the more than evident toxicity of the bonds forged between his family. This angered him to the point that he demanded that Tanjiro retract himself and his words and threatened to kill him if he did not comply. This stance contrasted heavily with his desire to have Nezuko for himself as his sister after witnessing her selfless act of shielding Tanjiro from his threats, becoming obsessed with the idea of developing a bond with her, albeit still through fear and torture. This contrarian behavior was further evidence to RUI's delusions, mental insanity, and emotional instability. Following his close call with Tanjiro's fatal attempt to kill him and during his battle with Jutomioka, RUI's collected and calm demeanor fractures, becoming visibly angry to know that Tanjiro would have killed him if he hadn't beheaded himself and denouncing the Demon Slayer Corps as a constant annoyance to his goals. His pride in his strength also faltered when he witnesses the water Hashira repel his strongest threads, desperately trying again before he is beheaded. Aware of the actions he performed throughout his life, RUI was haunted with the knowledge that he himself was the one to sever his bonds with his family. In death, as his life flashed before him, he conceded that everything he had done towards his one goal was futile and he lamented his inability to apologize to his parents for killing them. Resigning himself to his fate in hell, the unexpected appearance of his parents and their acknowledgement that they would unconditionally love him and forgive him of his actions caused RUI to break down in tears, hugging them tightly and begging for their forgiveness, showing that Lower 5 was simply a boy who was forced into an inconceivably harsh fate, corrupted and anguished by his failure to see a true love he once possessed. As lower rank 5 of the 12 Kazuki, RUI was a very powerful demon. His strength and power easily surpassed that of most other demons, since he was easily able to conquer and cohere numerous demons of Mount Natagumo and force them to work for him and become members of his family. Evidence of his strength was further shown when he was able to easily overwhelm a talented fighter like Tanjiro Kamado. Furthermore, demons empowered through his blood were strong enough to kill scores of demon slayers easily. However, RUI's power still paled in comparison to the Hashira, having his technique easily overcome and later was effortlessly decapitated by Jutomioka. Although RUI was only a demon for 20 years, he was stated to be highly capable and was well liked by Muzan himself. It was also stated that RUI was as skillful as lower rank 2 or 1 but was not obsessed with numbers and did not feel the need to enter a blood battle with them in order to replace them. Muzan even went as far as to expect RUI to be able to defeat a Hashira by himself despite him being a lower rank. It was also stated that if RUI recovered all of the power he shared with his family, he could have been a good match for the Hashira, and possibly could have been stronger than them. Power distribution: RUI possessed the ability to share his power or even his appearance with other demons if they drank his blood. The process was extremely painful for the demon, but once completed, the demon will gain an appearance similar to RUI's, with pale white skin and red markings, and their own power will be increased dramatically. Sometimes, they may also gain spider-like characteristics, as shown with his older brother and father. He can share his blood demon art with them through a spider that they have to consume. If RUI was defeated before the rest of his family, then the other demons that were given a portion of his power would not be able to use the blood demon arts he bestowed on them. Enhanced durability. RUI possessed a body that was incredibly durable and hard to cut, easily far surpassing the hardness of lesser demons, as Tanjiro noted that RUI's skin was much harder than that of his father, who was also able to shrug off attacks from a Nichiren sword. RUI even stated that the durability of his skin far surpassed the durability of his own threads, which in and of themselves could slice clean through a Nichiren sword. RUI's neck is so durable that Tanjiro couldn't make a dent in it with his broken Nichiren sword. Enhanced strength. RUI had displayed incredible physical strength, being able to easily overpower Tanjiro by simply kicking and punching him, launching him into the air or an extremely great distance seemingly effortlessly while also causing him to bleed with every blow. Unlimited stamina and endurance. Like all demons, RUI possessed infinite stamina and endurance, never getting tired nor feeling pain. This was shown when he didn't flinch in the slightest when Nezuko Kamado clawed his face, causing him to bleed profusely. RUI also didn't show any signs of pain when he decapitated himself or when Ju decapitated him. Menacing aura. RUI possessed an aura that Tanjiro was noted to make the air feel thick and heavy with a mere gaze. Thread manipulation. RUI's blood demon art allowed him to create thin threads indiscernible from silk from his own flesh and manipulate them however he pleased. He typically extended the threads from his fingertips like a puppet master. Due to his own body's durability, the threads RUI manipulates were extremely durable and sharp, being capable of cutting as well as Nichiren swords and blocking strikes from them as well. RUI can further amplify their strength and durability by infusing his blood through them, giving them a blood-red color. RUI displayed terrifying proficiency in utilizing his threads for combat purposes, making use of the environment to spawn a barrage of slashing attacks or manifest unavoidable web techniques to trap and slice his opponents into pieces. RUI's name means accumulate. RUI was ranked in 16th place as of the first character popularity poll with 191 votes. RUI is one of 2 members of the 12 Kazuki who met the people he knew in life while disappearing, the other being Akaza. In terms of ability, RUI is said to be as powerful as lower rank 1 or 2 but didn't fight them to switch ranks as he wasn't obsessed with numbers. It is revealed that contrary to his one-sided loss to Ju, RUI initially was powerful enough to contend with even the Hashira in battle, but his strength waned upon sharing Musen's blood with members of the Spider family. Despite being killed, the powers he bestowed to his family members didn't return to him. This could mean that he permanently loses his powers should the family member he shared it to be killed by a demon slayer. This also meant that if RUI was defeated first, the other spider demons would be unable to use the blood demon arts that RUI gave them. In KIMETSU Academy, RUI became famous overnight because he won the Cat's Cradle tournament. He even got a special article written about him in Kimetsu Town, and his peculiar facial moles became a hot topic on the internet because they were cute. His full name is RUI Ayaki. RUI's human father and mother are voiced by Shinosuke Tachibana and Natsuko Kawatani, Kyle Hebert and Bridget Hoffman in the English dub, respectively. Thank you for watching my humble video. If you liked it, subscribe, like and share the video. See you next time.